YouTube fans, thanks for tuning in. This is Jackie Van Ham, your girl in the know for all things motorcycle with your Choppertown Daily today. And it's Fun Fact Friday. On Friday afternoons, if I am home especially, I like to open up the camera, go ahead and grab some of my encyclopedia books and talk to you about the history of some of these motorcycles that we know and love, or don't know and don't love and don't know anything about. Because I like to bring you sometimes some more obscure brands, and maybe today is one of those brands because we are going to talk the history of Benelli. I hope that you are familiar with this brand. If not, I'm going to give you a little quick education, a little bit of background about this iconic Italian motorcycle manufacturer. The Benelli brothers built their first motorcycle in 1921. The factory in Pesaro grew quickly and became known internationally. The early machines were small capacity two-strokes, but in 1927, the firm built a 175 four-stroke single. This was the start of a series of successful racers, which were still competing in the 1950s. Financial troubles forced the Benelli family to sell in 1971. New owner Alessandro De Tomaso invested heavily in design development, but Benelli never regained its glory, and the big center bike is his jewel in the crown of taking over the reins of Benelli in the 1970s, and this is the Benelli 750C. This is the six-cylinder bike from Benelli in 1976. So the very roots of this company are with six brothers in Italy. The six Benelli brothers from left to right: Tonino, Francesco, Giovanni, Giuseppe, Filippo, and Mino. Giuseppe left to start his own motorcycle company in 1949. And then they go into the background of some of this awesome, beautiful six-cylinder machine, which I was not aware of until I opened up this book to read it to you. So I kind of thought that the CBX, the Honda, got there first, but no, they're saying that this Benelli was the first six. The 1976 Benelli 750C was the flagship of the machines commissioned by Alessandro De Tomaso when he took over Benelli in 1971. Based on Honda's successful four-cylinder machines, the 750C with its additional pair of cylinders became the world's first six-cylinder production bike. In 1980, a 900cc version was built. And they go on to explain that the carburetors are from Dell'Orto. They talk about the awesome pipes, the awesome exhaust for this bike, the Honda ancestry with the design of that engine, how it's reckoning and kind of harkening back to the Honda CB750. You can see that very clearly there. No big surprises. La Verda, another Italian brand that absolutely took its cues from Honda during its development in the late 60s and 70s. So they go on to discuss this beautiful bike, which is from Benelli. This is that 750C. Its history back there with the brothers that founded it, and it was founded in 1921. They give you one more little fun fact here on Fun Fact Friday. Did you know the earliest eight-cylinder machine was built by the American aviator and aircraft engine producer Glenn Curtiss in 1912? Curtiss, who built single and V-twin motorcycles, put an air-cooled V8 airplane engine into a motorcycle chassis, and with it broke records. I bet he did an eight-cylinder. Holy smokes, in 1912. Woo! So that was the history of Benelli, and I wanted to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about Benelli because I also happened to see Benelli out at some of the trade shows going on this past month. This is the kickoff of trade show season here in Motorcycle Land. Our friends over in Italy at EICMA kicked off the season a couple of weeks ago. This weekend is going to be the Long Beach International Motorcycle Show. There's also another great big trade show in Birmingham, England. That is, I believe, the NEC Motorcycles live show, and is billed as the largest motorcycle show in the UK, and that's going on this weekend as well for our British watchers. So I also found online that Benelli is back. They were purchased by another company, I believe it's called SSR, and they've started manufacturing motorcycles again. These are made in China, however, but still very cool and trying to keep the name alive. You know, you got to do what you got to do out there. So I thought that was plenty interesting as well. Also going on this weekend, because thanks to some of you viewers out there, you let me know about some events going on in your neck of the woods, which I super appreciate. I do a motorcycling event roundup program on Wednesday afternoons. It always lives down thread. You can go click back on it. And for this weekend, our friends in Australia, in addition to that Long Beach show, that NEC show, this weekend in Australia and Melbourne, the 59 Club Australia is hosting their Mods and Rockers. And I also found this weekend, which I missed, which I'm glad I found it, a very cool show, the Florida Moto Meet, going on in Orlando. Our friends at Ace Cafe in Orlando are hosting a great big huge event. Prizes, tattoos, food, drinks, music, bikes. I'm imagining there's gotta be bikes here. It's called the Moto Meet. There's stunt shows on the hour. This is sponsored by Revzilla. So that's where I found all the information for that. I clicked over to the Revzilla Instagram. So make sure you go check that out. But this is this weekend also, the November 17th in Orlando. So some additional events going on for this weekend. So no matter where you are, there's all sorts of cool stuff going on. As always, thank you for tuning in. Do feel free to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends over on your social media that love learning about kick-ass motorcycles and the history of motorcycling. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you early next week.